Hi, Carina. So the first little sequence we're going to do here are some simple core exercises, ones that you and I have done together already. So it's going to be a bit of a review. Do the ones that you find still give you a challenge, or feel free to go through the whole group. I am going to do another grouping that are more advanced and more challenging. So this is the first sequence. So it's going to be mula bandha, some heel slides, a little bit of harder stuff. Okay, so lie on your back. Make sure your feet are on a nice slippery surface. So I'm lying on my mat, but just at my bum. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is activate the mula bandha, which you know very well. So lift your pelvic floor, make sure it's balanced right and left. If you feel inside the ASISs, you are going to feel a gentle contraction there. And it should feel equal right and left. So lift, feel it, hold while you take 3 easy breaths. Just like this. You want to make sure that you can hold and breathe at the same time. After the third breath, just let it relax. Let everything go. So you know how to activate and you know how to release it. Okay, next time, same thing. So lift your pelvic floor, fire up the transverses and the pelvic floor, hold for 3 breaths, and then let it go. And you're going to do that 5 to 10 times, however much you feel like you need to. Okay, the second one, you're going to again fire up the deep core or the pelvic floor. And as you hold this, you're going to slide one heel at a time towards your bum. So think of this one as just a way to practice holding your core while you add movement. The second thing we're going to try to do here is make sure that the pelvis does not rotate as we do it. If you are seeing some twisting side to side, put your fingers underneath the pelvis at the PSISs and try not to let those go. You're always going to focus on the opposite side to the leg that's moving. So if I'm moving the right leg, think of keeping the left PSIS still. And I'd like you to do this one, 1 set of 10. Or 10 with each side. Nice and easy. Just keep checking in that your breath is flowing and that the pelvic floor is holding here. The heel doesn't have to slide too far towards the knee. Okay, the third one, you're going to start off the same as the single slide. So you're going to slide your heel towards your knee, then you're going to hold it there and let the knee roll out to the side, and then lift it back up. So this again is looking at whether or not the pelvis rotates to the side. So when you do this, the pelvis should stay totally square. If I'm sliding the right leg or bending and moving the right leg, think of the left PSIS staying connected into the ground. So your pelvis stays totally still. And you're going to do that 10 times with the right leg, straighten it out, bend the knee, and then do 10 times with the left leg. Make sure you continue to feel this deep, gentle energy in the front of the body. All right, number 4 is about keeping neutral spine as we add a little bit more load. So what I'm going to ask you to do with this one is slide one hand under the small of the back. Now when you do this, press the vertebrae into your hand, just lightly. And what you want is, as you do the exercise, you're going to keep that pressure as constant as you can. Then you're going to lift your pelvic floor again, hold it, slide the right heel towards your bum. As you straighten it, slide the left heel at the same time. There should be a nice ease as you do this. Some people, however, have to work really hard to keep their back down. So you're just using your hand to monitor whether or not your spine is staying against the hand. what I'm going to ask you to do with this one is a couple of sets of 10 to 15. Now, these 4 might be enough to start with, but I'm going to give you a couple more. Okay. So say we've done 15, take a little break, reconnect, lift your legs up, and away you go again. If you're not sure that you're maintaining the pelvic floor lift in the transversus, stop, reconnect, and go again. Okay, the next one. What you're going to do is bend both knees up in the air. You're still going to have a neutral spine, so don't over flatten on this one. Keep the energy of the legs together. Then with that, again, lift your pelvic floor, drop your heel, slide it out till the leg is straight, and then pull it back in. Do the same with your left, take it out, and pull it back in. If you're not sure if you're maintaining your neutral, again, put your hand underneath your back. So you want a little bit of a lift, you don't want the back to be flat. So a slightly harder exercise for most people than the alternating slide. I call this one knees up, drop and slide. Okay. And then number 6, I think this is number 6. So you can have your knees together, place your hands behind your head, again lift your pelvic floor, and with this one you're going to lift up and go on back down to the point where the head hits the floor. Now, what you really want to work on with this one is making sure that when you go back, things don't relax. So you're keeping that connection between the ribs and the pelvis, you're keeping the pelvic floor lift as you're doing this. The hardest time to keep that is when your shoulders are back and touching the floor. Okay, we're going to do that one 10 to 15 times. So that is our first chunk here. Do it every day, do it every other day, however you like. All right, so I'm going to finish off that one as a video, and then we're going to do, the next one we're going to do is one for your gluteus maximus, your gluteus medius, and then we're going to move into some more advanced abdominals.